Hello everybody, it's Ryan Creates, creating the gaming content for you, and today I'm bringing you guys a boss ranking of the Demon Souls bosses, ranked easiest to hardest. So Demon Souls has a total of 18 bosses in the game, which I think is an insult, so just because I love you guys so much, we're gonna bump that up to a nice, crisp, very pleasing 20. So now we're adding basically the mini bosses in the mix as well, since there's really only technically 2 of them, so yeah. Without any further ado, let's get on with the video. Starting at number 20 as the easiest boss in the game, it's none other than the shit slug that we all know and love as King Alon. So, King Alon asked for too much power from the old one and now he turned into a piece of shit. He's extremely pathetic, he could barely even lift up his own weight to even try and attack you or move for that much. Even if you somehow get hit, it's okay because all you gotta do is just walk like 2 feet away from him and then chomp on some grass while it takes him 20 minutes to even reach you before he can even attack. Overall, King Alon is an extremely easy boss, and for the final boss of the game, it's very underwhelming. But I'll give him the credit because I think his music's actually really good. Coming at number 19 is the red and blue dragon. Yeah, instead of making them separate entries, I'm putting them together. They are technically a mini boss, but I don't think that really makes a difference. The red and blue dragon are pretty much the same exact thing, except the red dragon is kind of just there to be annoying on the bridge, and the blue dragon tries to put up more of a fight when you're making your way up to false King Alon, but that will be for another entry on the list. So how do you beat the dragons? Well, basically you get a bow and a whole ton of arrows in about, like, I don't know, maybe half an hour to an hour to kill both of them. Basically, it's super easy. All you do is just press R2 repeatedly until they're dead. It's the easiest boss fight ever. You could probably go downstairs, get a drink, get a snack, text your friends, probably even call one of your friends if you wanted to, and this dragon is still going to be alive and you're still going to be pegging about 1,000 arrows into its ass before it finally goes down. Overall, it's an extremely easy boss. It just takes eons to kill. Number 18, the Phalanx. So the technical first boss of the game is basically just a bunch of blobs of hoplites that just come together to protect an absolutely pathetic abomination of teeth surrounded by what looks like a ball of ki from Dragon Ball. Honestly, it's not a hard fight, especially once all the hoplites are dead. If you have fire bombs, just throw them at them. They'll die pretty easily, and this sludgy abomination that turned out to be Alon is now going to be dead. Number 17, the Adjudicator. My god, you are fat as shit. Seriously, this guy's so fat you can't even hurt him. He's immune to all damage and pain. The only thing that isn't is that golden crow looking bird thing at the top that you're supposed to hit to kill. Seriously, don't let doctors saying that being fat is unhealthy. Apparently once you get fat enough, you live forever. Or at least until your warranty with the bird runs out and then you're left with no health insurance. Then you're probably screwed. But yeah, Adjudicator, all you do is you just dodge his 3 attacks he has. He has this weird lick swing. He has this right hand chop. He has this overhand chop with his left arm, and if you're up top he might even do vertical swings, which are extremely easy to dodge, and every time he attacks you're gonna hear the bird crow and squawk. So overall it's extremely easy to just avoid everything. But there's 2 ways you can handle it. You can go above and just shoot a bunch of magic or arrows into the bird until it dies and dodge the tongue swing, or you can stay on the bottom, attack the gut wound that's on his side. It looked like somebody just messed up a freaking incision when they were trying to remove all the fat in him, so it's probably a failed surgery, so we gotta finish up the job and basically do the rest of the surgery for the people that weren't there to do it, in respect for them. But yeah, once the bird's dead, the whole fatty fat dies and you win. Number 16, Leechmonger. I'm gonna be honest, depending on who you ask, the Leechmonger can be either really hard or really easy. I always found the Leechmonger to be pretty easy. Even on my first playthrough, I had the idea of using arrows to kill him, and it looked like it was working until he healed, so then I'm like, what the hell? So apparently the one annoying thing about the Leechmonger is that if you don't do enough damage, he'll just heal all of it back, and that's really annoying. But if your bow is strong enough and you have enough DPS, you could probably kill it right from the top off the get-go. If not, just stay behind him, keep circling around, attack, dodge the shots of leeches that come at you. There's a bit of poison you gotta watch out for, but besides that, he's not that difficult. Bring fire and you'll be good. Overall, I would never go into World 5 before I have to, because World 5 is absolutely a complete shit show to get through. If anything, the bosses are extremely underwhelming, but the area is an absolute hellhole to get through, so don't ever go into World 5 until you absolutely have to. Number 15, the Dirty Colossus. So yeah, I guess we finally get to fight one of Fumeta Ueda's Beta Colossi from Shadow of the Colossus. Right here is the Dirty Colossus. I can tell why this Colossus was probably scrapped from the development of SOTC, as this Colossus absolutely is disgusting. It's covered in bugs, the bugs attack you, and literally it's basically Leechmonger, and his only 2 attacks consists of him swinging his big luggy arms around and just shooting a bunch of bugs at you that can easily be avoided if you just stay up close and just circle around him while attacking. He has this bug explosion attack, but I don't really think it makes a difference since I don't really know how you're supposed to avoid the bugs. I just put Leechmonger under Dirty Colossus because I personally think Dirty Colossus does do a bit more damage than Leechmonger does. Now in number 14 we have the Tower Knight. Tower Knight is most likely going to be like the second or third boss you'll fight in this game. Tower Knight, honestly, in my opinion, is pretty easy. There's 8 archers on the side. You kill the 8 archers first, then you take down the big bad. Or if you want to go for the platinum trophy, you can just go straight for the big bad and not even worry about the archers. I'm pretty sure I've seen better accuracy from potatoes than from these guys. These guys clearly do not know how to shoot a frickin' bow. You can easily avoid all the arrows by just walking around the Tower Knight and then just attacking the Tower Knight's ankles, which is really what you gotta do until it's fallen and cannot get up. But make sure you hit him not in a corner, because if you do, you're just gonna watch him suntan for about 10 seconds and that's not fun. So make sure you're able to knock him in a position where you can hit the head, and this boss fight will be pretty easy. Number 13, Armored Spider. I'm gonna be honest, the Armored Spider can be a bit annoying. Whether it's shooting its webs at us with what I presume to be its penis, because you know, it's like at the bottom of it and it's shooting a white substance. You know, I don't have to explain that to you. You know what I'm talking about if you fought this boss. The Armored Spider, basically you're fighting in a very narrow tunnel until you get up to the top. And if you ever run to the sides, you're gonna be covered in a very sticky solution of web that good luck getting out without getting pelted by a fireball, which is kind of the only way to get out of it, unless you're going to be walking around for another like 10 seconds, which good luck. But overall, yeah, the spider apparently shoots fireballs for some reason, and it shoots about a barrage of 3 of them at once at one point, and that's super annoying. But the one thing you gotta watch out for that is new to the remake is that it's gonna spit, and as the saying goes, if you get hit by the spit, you're gonna have to get flamed by the shit, because that's literally what happens. If you get stuck in this spit solution, you're gonna end up getting flamed by the shit that comes out of it, so you better watch out. You better not cry, or else the Armored Spider is gonna tell you why. Number 12, Fool's Idol. I don't really understand why it's an idol. I mean, I guess it's a doll, and I guess an idol can be a doll, but still, I would have much rather have been America Idol or Boletaria's Got Talent than this, because to be honest, this is one of the most annoying boss fights ever. Unless you know what you're doing, then you're fine. So, the Fool's Idol basically is the queen of Latria, and you gotta be careful because she shoots basically this magic at you. And after you've attacked her enough, apparently she'll put a bunch of copies of herself. But don't forget the pentagrams on the floor. If you walk into these pentagrams, you're gonna end up becoming paralyzed and get completely nuked by all the magic from the Fool's Idol's soul rays, and it's absolutely annoying. To figure out which one's a real one and which one's a fake one, you have to look very closely at what magic's being shot out. If it's more of a turquoise blue rather than a little dark blue soul ray that's going at you, that's the real one. Number 11 is Dragon God, the One Punch Dragon from the One Punch Dragon series that you can watch on Crunchyroll. So, One Punch Dragon here is honestly pretty annoying. My first time around on stream when I was streaming this for my first playthrough, somebody actually pointed out in the chat that I died like 36 times to this boss, and it's no wonder why. I had no clue how the fuck to fight it. Apparently its eyes glowing red and yellow indicate when it's gonna attack and when it's not gonna attack. I didn't know that the first time around, so I kept getting one punched and one slapped the whole time, and so long to freaking finally kill it. But by my second playthrough, I basically didn't even die once because I knew what to do with the eyes and, you know, hiding from its sight, so it was really, really easy. Number 10, Old Monk. Gonna be honest, Old Monk really does deserve around the middle spot. Old Monk can either be really annoying or really easy, depending on if somebody gets summoned or not. If it's an invading player, just better hope that that guy ain't using a Dragon Bone Smash Yo Ass type weapon, or else you're gonna probably get one-shotted or two-shotted at the least, or staggered into a combo. But if you're just fighting the NPC like I am, this boss is extremely predictable. Parrying when nobody's there, literally are wanting to destroy furniture, just trying to act like a human that's clearly an AI that's actually ran by a computer that's still trying to act like a human. It's basically the Half-Life boss fight if you're playing online, but even if you're not, it's still very easy. But I still feel like it deserves to be harder than all the others just because of the possibility of being invaded. Number 9, Maiden Estrella. So Maiden Estrella, honestly, I could have put up a lot higher, but to be honest, I don't know. You know, Garl Vinland isn't that hard, to be honest, especially if you're good at parrying, then you can pretty much just parry him to death. But say you want to get the trophy like I did, basically I just got out my bow and I just shot Maiden Estrella from afar. Apparently she has the ability to heal, so if you aren't doing enough DPS with your bow, Quite a few more arrows in your sheet so that you're able to basically keep up with the damage and not have her out heal your damage. But besides that, main Estrella is honestly pretty easy. I really want to know what she's wearing to protect her from the plague down below, because she basically gives up if you do end up killing Carl Vinland when you talk to her. Number 8, Old Hero. Yeah, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to make him blind, but apparently this boss fight is a quadrillion times easier as long as you don't get hit. So you know what this guy's specialty is? Did I roar? And yeah, the little kid from Shrek is gonna love his daddy after this guy does the roar like 25,000 times. Anyways, you gotta be careful. But overall, as long as you don't really get hit, which is pretty hard to since he's blind, he's basically just gonna be attacking walls and pillars the whole time. So as long as you watch out for the occasional roar, back off, and just get back in there, basically gonna be able to take this guy out pretty easily without any problems at all. And with that, he'll go down. I love you, daddy! Number 7, the Storm King. Honestly goodness, I feel like I should have put this boss higher up on the list, but we're avenging Steve Irwin here by killing and striking these stupid ass Monterey's out from the sky. Or these Stingrays, I can't even tell. But whatever it is, they still look like them, so that's what I'm gonna say they are. So these Stingrays that we have to knock out of the sky are Monoliths. It's basically just, oh my god. This first part of the boss fight is basically just heating the weather forecast for the chance of death to rain down on us with the lightning crystals, and they're really annoying. But don't really bother using your magic or arrows. Magical strong weapon that can strike these guys and one-shot them right out of the sky. It does take up your whole stamina bar, but I don't think it's that difficult to watch out. You can strike like 5 of them at once if you're really good and you get good timing. But once the big kahuna himself comes, the Storm King, it gets a lot more difficult. Just kidding. It's actually a lot more easier. Basically, this B-54 bomber from Battlefield 5 comes over us and blocks the rain for us. So he's being an umbrella. How nice. We, of course, reward him by striking him with the Storm Ruler a bajillion times. Or maybe like 10, I don't know. Depends on what playthrough you're on. But yeah, as long as you can survive the kamikazes that are coming at you, you should be fine. Overall, this battle is pretty easy. Other than the downpour of crystals coming from Stingrays, but besides that, you've got this. Number 6, Vanguard Demon. I'm gonna be honest, you've only got really one chance to fight this guy at the beginning of the game, besides him appearing in 4-1, but that one's not the same as he's not pale enough. Trying this guy a first time, I definitely could see how he could be difficult. You can't really mess up once. I'm really putting him here as a default personally. I feel like for many first players he could be really difficult, but the Vanguard Demon really does come down to just understanding how the game works and not messing up. Besides that, if you want to give him the revenge and the sweet vengeance in World 4-1, go right for it, but I'm going to stick with just being the one at the beginning of the game so I can get... Thank you very much. Number 5, Penetrator. You know what, this boss fight starts with a big fat ugly swine getting completely skewered on God and slashed to the end of the fucking arena, or at least in front of him. And that's really badass to start off with. But the Penetrator fight reminds me a lot of the fights from Dark Souls 3. You're constantly rolling pretty fast. But honestly, even if you get any hits, the Penetrator does stagger, so it's not like it's that difficult. Just don't attack while he's attacking, or else you're going to probably end up having a bad day. Penetrator has about like 3 or 4 attacks. He has this one overhead swing where you gotta dodge left, and the usual where you gotta dodge right. And then he has this penetration one where his sword just lights on fire, and if he gets you, he's probably going to one-shot you unless you have enough vigor or vitality. Overall, it's a really fun battle. It's got a bit of challenge, but usually I'll end up beating him on my first or second try. He's not that difficult, but I still think that for being the number 5 spot. Now, this might seem weird, but yes, he is a mini-boss, but it is at the number 4 spot, Old King Dion. In order to get the Demon Brand the correct way, other than kicking him off a ledge, Old King Dion basically wants you to smash, crash, and blast his ass to Kingdom Come. He's asking you to do it, and most likely he'll probably end up one-shotting you. But even if you are doing this at endgame and your health is really high, you'll probably just end up ripping through your health bar like tissue paper. It's honestly really hard to beat. I usually always cheese him by just headbutting him to the other side of the bridge, off the ledge in the staircase room to insta-kill him, which is the easiest way, to be honest. And if you aren't using that method, which I highly recommend you do, this is my YouTube video how to get overpowered super fast in the beginning and grind yourself 100,000 souls in 10 minutes. But anyways, Old King Dion is honestly pretty strong. If you decide to attack him any more than he wants you to, he's gonna smash your ass into the ground a lot stronger than the Dragon Bone smash your ass can, and you're just not gonna have a good time with him. But if you do manage to beat him the right way, even at endgame, congratulations, he's definitely earned himself into the top 5 spot on this list. Number 3, Old King Alon. So you fight Old King Alon basically at the top of Boletaria Castle. The atmosphere is absolutely amazing with the snow, the music, and overall the boss fight as a whole is epic. I'd have to say one of the coolest details is that he has this wind-like wings that like form around him, and that's super cool. It makes him look even more badass. He does a bunch of really strong combos, but they're pretty easy to avoid once you know what to look out for. He has this attack where he can suck the souls out of you, but it's really easy to dodge, and I'm too good at the game to get hit by something like that. He also has this crazy wind blast attack, but it can easily be cancelled out just by running into him, so instead of running away like a little bitch, just go at it. He ain't gonna do nothing to you once you knock that out of him. Overall, he can be difficult for a first timer, but once you got down the lingo, you'll know exactly how to hoe down with this boy. He's not too hard. But seriously, watch out for the combos. They will take you out. Coming on to number 2 spot on this list is the Flame Lurker. The Flame Lurker is the only boss in the game that I actually had to go back and grind a whole ton of levels and souls and grass before I actually was able to beat him, including making an actual build, because before this guy just completely destroyed my ass every single time. Whether it's the hey fuck you damage from if you get too greedy and don't roll away fast enough and he walks into you, or jumps into you, like literally just like passively jumps into you. You take up the extra damage from that. There's also hazards on the ground where you can also burn up and take more damage, and he does smash and crash and slash and bash and blast your ass damage that is just annoying as hell to even dodge. Honest to goodness, Flame Lurker is definitely one of the hardest bosses in this game, but he isn't number 1 because even though you can get around most of his attack, there's a high chance that if you don't have good flame damage resistance, you're not going to do too good in this battle. Even with the burrower armor on, I still found this guy to be pretty hard on the first time. But again, if you use my OP build guide, then that won't be a problem. Overall, Flame Lurker is definitely the point where the real Demon Souls starts. And even though he's only the second boss of World 2, he's definitely got a lot to show for. This guy ain't gonna mess around. He literally breaks open the frickin' entrance to the boss fight where he comes in. You know those bars? He just smashes those right open. So he serious business. So if you're gonna take down Flame Lurker and you're using a magic build, be sure to put on Water Veil. It will definitely help you out a lot. But besides that, be prepared to chomp on a ton of grass. Honest to goodness, there's even some points in the battle where it looks like he's trying to do the electric slide, where he's just jumping back and forth from the same place. And that makes a pretty good time to get some heal up and maybe even put on another Water Veil. Besides that, the Flame Lurker is well deserving of a high number 2 spot, but he isn't number 1. Number 1 goes to the Man-Eaters. ×2. Yeah, there's 2 Man-Eaters. Apparently there's one that looks like Bigfoot from the Bigfoot game, and then another that looks like Bigfoot from the Bigfoot game, but after you put like 1,000 bullets in his ass. Overall, the Man-Eaters I'm putting as the hardest boss fight in the game, even though I died to the Flame Lurker more times, because the Man-Eaters are honest to goodness bullshit for a new player. It only took me 3 attempts my first playthrough to beat these guys, and afterwards I'll usually end up beating them on first or second try. But honest to goodness, I could definitely see how this boss fight is one of the worst and hardest in the game. Number 1 is a gank battle. It reminds me a lot of the gargoyles from Dark Souls, but because of that reason, it's already pretty difficult. I mean, you do have some time to get into DPS before they TPK you, but if there was only one person on your team, and there's 2 of them. And unlike in the gargoyles battle, they both have full health, and that's even more annoying. You can snap off their serpent snake tail, which will stagger them to get some extra nice bonus good damage, and avoids them from doing this flying magic barrage ball attack that the snake tails can spit out at you. Overall, one of the greatest things I can recommend you do, which I actually found out from the little help guide that they have, really nice that the PlayStation 5 has that, you can actually go in between circular fire part of the arena and just stay in there to separate them. It makes it a bit more easier on yourself, and it doesn't have you getting like double teamed the whole time. But honest to goodness, their AI is kind of broken. They only have like 3 types of attacks on the ground where they do like this Hulk smash thing. They do this jump and pounce shit and kind of like try to stomp you. It's really annoying. And even when they take up in the air, it still gives you good time to heal, because they're gonna just go out and sightsee rather than try to crush your ass, which I'm pretty sure they forgot about until after you've chomped on your grass. So make sure you heal up before trying to scrap with them again. Overall, the Man-Eaters are definitely the hardest boss in the game, and even though I don't think that they are that difficult, if you can kill the first one immediately as fast as you can, it's definitely going to make for a hard boss fight once you get double teamed, especially since you could fall off the ledge pretty easily. It happens to me almost every time. But yeah, the man-eaters take the #1 spot on this list. So thank you guys so much for watching until the end of this video. This video was a ton of fun to make. It was awesome to rank all these bosses, and I really do hope that you guys enjoy too. I try my very best to make quality content for you guys, even if it's in the form of, well, this new type of commentary stuff I'm doing, or maybe even just a tutorial video. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit a subscription on the channel. It helps me out a lot if you are new, so please consider doing it. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video when I upload. Also, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, or dislike it if you didn't or don't agree with my choices in this video. But if you didn't agree or have your own opinions, make sure to put your list of who you think is the hardest boss down in the comment section below. But until next time, make sure to check out my Discord server. We have a place dedicated to Demon Souls, so make sure you check that out before you go on out today. But again, you guys are awesome for making it to the end of this video. Who do you think is the hardest boss in Demon Souls? And until next time, I love you guys so much. Stay safe and peace. Also, fuck man-eaters. I don't know why they had to put 2 of them. Seriously, come on, FromSoft.